Liisa, мы изучаем русский язык, я изучал русский язык с тобой.
Happy New Year everybody! Just want to say thank you very much for watching my videos, for liking, for commenting, most of all for subscribing, because it is a personal goal of mine to get to 100,000 subscribers. You join me here on a beautiful snowy day. I'm going to show you around a little bit, and then I want to ask you for some help. Let's have a look around first of all. Check it out, the snow is falling. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now guys, I'm still playing around with this new camera, I'm still playing around with the settings and I'm loving the feedback. So let me know if it is, let me spin this back around. Let me know if it's not clear, let me know if it sort of jumps, if it's uncomfortable to watch, if you're watching on like a TV or something like that. And I'll adjust the settings accordingly. I'm trying to find, I'm not particularly technologically minded, so got this beautiful amazing camera, but I want to get the most out of it, and also I want to make it comfortable for you to watch, because there's nothing worse than somebody spinning around too much, which I've learned. Alright guys, so happy new year. Why am I making this video? Well, I've decided to make this video to help out a very good friend of mine, and it's not just any friend, it's a friend that really made this channel, this YouTube channel, if you like watching it. She was one of the people, very few people, that made it possible. Let me go back in time. So for a long time now, I started this YouTube channel. I posted my first video, I remember it was on the 1st of April 2024, so just over a year and a half ago. But for several years, through the pandemic and just me sort of wondering what I'm going to do with my life, what can I do creatively to give me some sort of satisfaction other than just work, other than just trying to make money. It was, I wanted to make a YouTube channel, and I wanted to make it sort of like in Russia, in Belarus, and this sort of thing. I had no idea if I was going to move to Russia. I had no idea how I was going to do it. At one point I was going to come to Belarus and just enroll in the university for a year to study Russian and live off my savings. I had lots of different ideas, but when you're at a sort of crossroads in your life and you're not 100% sure exactly what you want to do, all you know is you want to do something more interesting than you've already been doing. Let's go down this way. Then you've got to think really hard, and it takes to have good people around you to motivate you, to give you advice, to boost your confidence when you're starting new things. Because a lot of times, oftentimes, if you tell your plans to the wrong people, they may deliberately or without trying, they can put you off, they can be negative, they can make you feel like it's not going to work out, they can take your confidence away, etc. And there isn't much more you can do in terms of like YouTube. I can't think of another thing where you've got your absolute first attempt is completely public, so there's no hiding places, there's no filters to cover up parts of your face that you don't like that you might get on Instagram. If you stumble over your words, people are going to see it, and then you can maybe post your video and then nobody watches it, and then you feel like, why am I doing this? So why am I telling you all of this? Well, as you know, I can speak some Russian. I'm probably not at the level I should be at, because since moving to Russia I did become a little bit lazy in my learning. I stopped doing my lessons and I just sort of started getting by on the things that I do know. But years ago, during COVID, I had this, at the time it seemed like a crazy idea. I want to live in Russia, I would speak Russian, I would have a YouTube channel, and I just, because I enjoyed watching those type of videos. People like Bald and Bankrupt. There was an Irish guy in Belarus called, his name's Niall, what's his channel called? Irish Partisan. It's still there, you can look it up. I think he's left Belarus now though. But that was the type of stuff I liked watching. For whatever reason, I enjoyed watching those videos. So I thought, I want to do that, but A, I couldn't speak any Russian, and B, I was pretty shy, in terms of not really shy around my friends or at work or anything, but to talk to a camera, I was very shy. It's a very Scottish thing as well, to sort of doubt yourself, be self-deprecating, to not want to show that you're trying to... Scottish people, if you're watching, you'll understand. We're sort of brought up to think, get out of the way of this car. Can you go, man? Yeah, Scottish people, I don't know if it does happen in other countries as well. It's like the opposite of how Americans are brought up, to have confidence, to try things, to express themselves. Scottish people are sort of brought up to be the opposite, to not get above your station, to not do things that make you different from everybody else, to not look like you're trying to show off. All of these things, which you're not actually doing when you do YouTube. When you're doing YouTube, you find something you're interested in, you make videos about it, it gives you some sort of creative outlet, you make money from it, and it means that other people that are interested in that subject can watch, and it might even inspire other people to have a go on their own. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, there was about maybe 3 people that I spoke to when I first had this sort of seed of an idea about I wanted to make a YouTube channel. One was my mate Adam, another was another friend called T, and one was a friend of mine called Liza. She was actually my Russian teacher at the time. You've met her in some of the videos that I've posted on here. I think we did one talking about dating, we did one that was a lesson, etc. Now, anytime you hear me speaking Russian, I know maybe it's not great, but I'm trying. Anytime you hear me speak Russian in my videos, it was Liisa that taught me that. It was Liisa that corrected my bad pronunciation. It was Liisa that tried so hard to get me to study grammar and do my homework, even though I was a really, really bad student. But the things that I can say that are ingrained in my brain that help me make these videos and help me live my life here, well, it was Liisa that taught me this. And when we used to do our lessons, I taught her what a tangent is. If she's watching this, she'll remember we loved a tangent. You know, you might be doing your lesson, but I would just start speaking about whatever was on my mind, and that's how I started to learn and get more confidence in terms of speaking Russian. So we'd always go off on a tangent, and I taught her that word in English. And one of the tangents would be about how I would like to start a YouTube channel, but I don't really know how. I've never owned a camera. I don't know which camera to get, how to even... I didn't even know how to get the footage from the camera onto the internet. I didn't know anything. Also, one of my shortcomings, I would say, was my lack of confidence and thinking, I'm going to embarrass myself, I'm going to make these videos, no one's going to watch, nobody's going to care about them. I don't know if I want to put myself out there like that. And as I said, her and another couple of my friends, close people, remember, always beware who you tell your plans to. If you tell your plans to the wrong people, who are negative, who are maybe jealous, who don't want you to try something because then they need to reflect on their own shortcomings of not going after what they want in life, then it's very dangerous, okay? So you can end up not doing the things that you should be doing because you told the wrong people. So my friend Liisa, we would talk about it and she's like, you've got to do this, it'll be great, you'll be great at it, you're quite funny, people will want to watch it, they'll love to see the experiences, and you've got good opinions and things like that. And that was probably the first time anybody'd ever told me that in my life. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And when I posted my first video, she was like the first person to subscribe, or one of the first, and she would share the video with people that on her social media or whatever. And she's somebody that not only is a good friend of mine, but someone who's an integral part, maybe she doesn't know this, but an integral part of me having this channel. She taught me everything I know in Russian, even though I could have worked a lot harder when I was taking lessons with her. And also, she gave me the confidence, her and another few people, gave me the confidence to just try this, to try and do it. And now it is somewhat successful. I love doing it. And it seems to be growing. So I want to now try to give something back. Unfortunately, about a month ago, I might be getting my dates wrong, Liisa was going into the hospital. She was not feeling well. She didn't really know what was wrong with her. I think at one point they told her that she'd just taken painkillers on an empty stomach, and that's why she was feeling strange and all the rest of it. Well, fast forward, it turns out that, and I'm not a medical professional, so I don't exactly know all the terminology, it was some kind of tumour on her brain. Now, she's from Belarus, where I am right now. Her family are here. She works online as a teacher, as a Russian teacher, as you can imagine, as I've already said. But she's been living in Dubai with her friend Tanya, who I've also met. Hello Tanya, if you're watching this. Lovely people, really nice people. And she had insurance. And now she sent me the email, actually, a screenshot of the email. It was with a company called Safety Wing. And actually, let me just tell you exactly what they said. So she's went in with these symptoms and these problems, and they have been emailing back and forward, and eventually obviously the doctors told her what she needs. She has to get this operation on her brain to remove this, I want to say tumour or a cyst or something along those lines. Remember, I don't have any medical training, so I don't know all the terminology, but they have said, we have checked the medical report sent through, and unfortunately this is considered a neoplasm, and therefore there is no cover under this policy for this. If you wish to dispute, please contact Safety Wing directly, blah 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 blah. And we see this all the time, don't we, where people do the right thing, they buy their insurance thinking that, you know, they're in a different country, they'll get their insurance, they'll be covered. And then when something actually happens, and it happened to me when I was in Bali, I got dengue fever from a mosquito bite, and it's a scary time. So you're in a place, you don't really know many people, you're very, very sick, and something happens. Now luckily they paid out for me, and also I was only in the hospital for about 3 days. But her medical procedure, she's had to borrow the money in order to have the medical procedure, the operation, the surgery, and it's totaled $37,000 US, $37,000 US. And of course on top of that, she's unable to work because she's recovering. So what am I asking for? Well, what I'm going to ask for is, if you enjoy my videos in any way, if that this channel has brought you any kind of entertainment, or it's informed you in some way, or you just put it on in the background when you're doing your dishes and cooking your dinner and listen to me rambling about my life in Moscow or in Belarus, then if there is anything that you could do in order to help a dear friend of mine who really was an integral part of this channel just being in existence, then there is a couple of ways that you could help Liisa. She has like 3 books about Russian. I think one's about dating, one's about learning Russian, and one's a vocabulary book. If you wanted to buy one of those books, it would really help her in some way, of course. Now bear in mind, I want to be completely clear on this, I'm not getting any cut of this. There is no benefit in terms of finances to me, and of course I'll be donating something to Liisa as well. But if everybody was able to help in a tiny little way, Now, if you do have PayPal, you could donate something small. Now, of course, it's another talking about being Scottish. It's really difficult for Scottish people for some reason to like ask for money, to ask for favours. See, I never do anything like that. I don't try to sell you. I don't have any courses or something that I could get ChatGPT to make and then sell you. Nothing like that. I just want to make videos that people will enjoy. So I guess this is the only thing in my whole time of doing YouTube that I've asked for, and it's not for me, it's for somebody that really helped me out in my life and really helped me out in terms of making this channel. So in the description below I will put the books. If you want to buy one of the books, of course it's going to help her. It means she'll get some way of, or it'll go in some way to repaying her medical bills. If you wanted to just donate something through PayPal, you could do that as well. You know, no matter how small, because if we get, who knows how many people are going to watch this video, but if everybody gave a little tiny bit, then it's going to help her in some way. And I would really appreciate that, because there's only so much help that one person can give, but if we sort of club together as a community, I'm sure we could help her out a little bit more than obviously she can help herself, or I could help her on her own, or her family, etc. So that's basically it. I want to say Happy New Year. It's the last time I'm going to ask for this, so I'm not going to bombard people, because I believe that people want to watch YouTube and tune out and just see something interesting or something funny. But if there's any way in which you could help my friend Liisa, who's had to have some sort of surgery on her brain to remove this tumour or cyst, and she's unable to work and support herself at this moment, then I would really appreciate it. And then we'll get back to making videos that hopefully you continue to find interesting. I've got the new camera now, so again I'm going to be playing around with the settings, try to get the best settings for night time, for indoors, for in a normal walking about during the day. I'm going to be back in Moscow on the 6th of January. We're just going to hit the ground running, make as many videos as we can, and then I'm going to start travelling within Russia, Dagestan. I want to go to St. Petersburg, etc. Alright guys, I really appreciate you watching this video, especially if you watched it all the way to the end, because I've just checked the time and it's about 18 minutes long of me rambling, but try to help a friend out. Alright guys, thank you very much. See you later.